So one of my neighbors put their house on the market and they had a buyer, and the buyer did a moisture test on the house, and the moisture test came back that there were some moisture issues within his house. So he lost his buyer and he had to repair his home, and my house was on the market at the same time. So I decided to be proactive and have my house tested and take care of whatever needed to be taken care of before I had a buyer present. I interviewed 15 different remediation companies. Over the phone, in person. I had to come out and walk the property with me. And in the process, I actually became very well educated on the whole moisture infiltration issue that is occurring in the state of Pennsylvania. And I got to understand exactly what really needed to be done to fix the problem and what really wasn't necessary to fix the problem. So I was able to eliminate people, the people who wanted to overcharge me, people who wanted to do more than what was really necessary, and then the people who really had no idea what they were doing. And I could tell. I asked questions and I felt like I knew more about the process than they did. So the top end and the bottom end were both easily eliminated, and I narrowed my focus. And the reason that I picked Chris out of all the other different people that I talked to and interviewed was that he was very, very good at communication. He came out right away. He walked the property with me. I knew that he knew what he was doing. I could tell by the language that he used and the explanations that he gave that he was an expert in this field, so that was really good. He's very down to earth. He's very easy to work with. There are no pretenses with him. He pretty much tells it like it is, which is really good. It's very refreshing. So I didn't have somebody that was trying to con me, and I had somebody that had a good amount of knowledge. So I really like that. In a process like this, it's very time sensitive. You need to get it done. My house is on the market, so every day it's off the market is every day I could be losing a buyer. So getting it done quickly and getting it back on the market was important to me. So they started very quickly. They had a really, really great crew out here. They cleaned up at the end of every day, which, I wouldn't necessarily have expected given the nature of the work. It is messy and they have so much equipment. I could understand that it would be difficult to do, but they cleaned up everything at the end of the day, and they had their little pile of work equipment, off to the side, which was great. And then they were just always very polite and always very willing to answer questions. So if I had a question about what they were doing in that moment, somebody would run to my side and explain it to me, which was really nice, because with a project like this and the amount of money that you're spending, you want to make sure you understand every step of the process. So they were great about that. They finished the project on time, so again, I couldn't have asked for more than that. And the project was done as well as I could possibly expect, if not better. I mean, people drive by and don't even know that work was done on that wall. So that's what I was looking for. I wanted my house to look perfect at the end of the day, and it does. It was very accurate. The quote couldn't have been any better than it was. He did a great job. He knows his stuff. He knows the field so well that everything he told me was pretty right on. You don't know what you're dealing with when you're talking about stuff that's going on behind the outer coating of your house. So everybody I spoke to was very clear to say to me, when I take this off, I'm not sure what I'm going to find underneath. And I understand that. I understand that it's the nature of the beast. But Chris was fairly confident going in. I'm pretty sure what I'm going to see here. I'm pretty sure what I'm going to see here. And I'm going to build the estimate around what I really feel confident with. And then once that all happened, he was right. I mean, he was right with what was there and what wasn't there, and what needed to be done and what didn't need to be done, which is really impressive, given, again, the nature of this type of repair work that, you can't really see before you go in. So it's really complicated, and he did a great job. He responds to emails quickly, he responds to text messages quickly, phone calls quickly. And that's also important because sometimes it's a little scary, so it's good to know that you've got somebody that's willing to respond right away. I honestly have to say that going into this process is a horrifying experience, because a home is literally the biggest investment that you make in your life. I mean, besides obviously the people in your life. It's the biggest material investment that you make. And to find out that this huge investment that you have is damaged in such an enormous way. I mean, this is not a tiny little flaw. It's huge. So it's very, very scary right from the very beginning, because you are so scared that this huge investment of yours could be worth nothing. And so I think I went into the process just hoping and praying I would find somebody that I could count on and that I could trust. Again, in this industry, there are a lot of people out there that are looking to scam people. They're looking to hurt you because they're going to take advantage of what's going on. And I felt from the very beginning that Chris was not one of those people. And I was right. So he was very trustworthy and very reliable, and made the process as painless as it could possibly be.